this archaeology? Get out of there, Dan!
All right, talk now. All right, now we're good.
Okay.
And now we're too loud.
Okay.
It's because the last time we did this, we used the Zoom H6, and it changed the settings.
Oh.
It changed the input.
We used that as the audio interface over there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So now we can say hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the You Call This Archaeology podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed us futzing around for a little while.
Yeah, and again, if you're watching this and the audio isn't, the audio should be okay, but the video is going to be real bad. It's going to be, there's a ton of people on the Wi-Fi here. We don't have Ethernet access to this room yet, so it's just a total crap show when it comes to video.
But hopefully soon that will be fixed as soon as I come up with the money, because that thing I was telling you about, it's technically they call it a monthly subscription, but it's it's all up front.
Yeah. So you pay for like a year.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually come out to that much when you $13 a month for a whole year.
Okay.
But anyway. Oh,
all
where
right.
should we start?
Yeah, let's go. Well, I just I want to say right away, because I mentioned this last time, the TeePublic store that we have.
Yeah.
teepublic.com.
Yeah.
And then search for ArcPodNet. They sent me a few promo items.
Yeah.
And I should have brought it in, but I'm a total dumbass because I had it here yesterday and I left it at home. But they sent me like it's the medium size of 3 sizes tote bag. And it's basically a nice canvas bag. I mean, you can use it for groceries or whatever.
Oh my god, so now you're just like NPR.
I know. If you subscribe now, you can get your tote bag from us. No, it's I will not give you a tote bag, unlike NPR. I will make you pay for one. But they're about $20, which sounds expensive if you're going to use it as a shopping bag. But like I said, it's super thick. It's canvas.
Yeah.
They sent me just one of the random designs that we had up there.
Yeah.
And it's the one with the hand axe on the side.
Oh.
So it's actually pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
You know, it says ArcPodNet right down the side of it a little bit.
Man, you need a tote bag with a gate clip on it, or one of the gates.
A gate clip?
Gate clip.
Oh, yeah.
Although, my God, there's so many points in Nevada that have a gate in it.
Right?
Yeah. They almost all look the same.
I know.
Like, what's the difference between a Humboldt and the other one?
I don't know.
And an Elko.
Yeah. Man, this thing is so far behind. But now our audio just came through.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Now I can hear it, so... just so you guys know, I am monitoring the live stream, but it's like 3 minutes behind. So, I don't know what the hell.
Which is like a, 1,000% lag compared to normal?
Shit, something like that. It's a ridiculous lag right now. So, anyway, I'm going to try to keep an eye... on the questions and the live stream for you guys, but I might miss some stuff, and I apologize for that in advance here. So, but feel free to join in and give us a like down there. Check out some questions. Type up some questions or whatever.
Oh wait, I probably asked you this yesterday, but have you seen anything about? Oh god, they've got so many models now. But have you been keeping up with the news about the new DJI?
Well, the brand new drone is the Maverick Air.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, it's somewhere between the Mavic Pro and the Spark.
Yeah.
Basically. But something I was just hearing about it is it only has a 12 megapixel camera. Which, I mean, I guess if it's like, it's not even really prosumer quality really at that level.
Well, the thing is, supposedly it has the same camera straight out of the Mavic Pro.
Well, the Mavic will do 4K, I thought.
Yeah.
So...
It's the same camera and gimbal.
Oh, well.
So they combine the camera system from the Mavic Pro, and then the flight systems from the Spark.
Yeah.
And when you fold it up, it's supposedly about the same size as a soda can.
Right.
Which I thought was really cool. And it has that terrible gesture control that no one seems to be able to figure out how to work on the Spark. Oh my god. Alright.
Yeah, I'm just taking some notes here. Or responding to the live stream.
Oh, really? Oh, good. People are... Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Because Ryan said there's no audio and the refresh rate is terrible. And I told you guys it was going to be that way. So,
by the way, I was super sick this weekend. I know that we had some response to the Serum Archaeology podcast we did. And I wasn't able to, respond.
Somebody commented on it?
Yeah.
Where? On the Facebook page?
No, Messenger.
Oh, Oh,
if you want to talk about that.
Christian's response. Yeah, right. I forgot about that.
Did you want to bring that up?
Yeah, let's bring that up. So on the last CRM Archaeology podcast, episode 128 or something like that, we talked, Richie was actually the guest, and we talked about his side hustle, and we talked about other side hustles that you can do, and we specifically talked about GIS for a long time.
Yeah.
And one of the comments that we made about GIS was that it's expensive to get a GIS certificate or a GIS graduate degree.
Yeah.
And basically what we said was it's not going to fulfill your dreams unless you can be one of the few that makes that happen for them. I wasn't trying to say that you shouldn't go get a GIS certificate. If it's what you really want to do, then you'll find a way to make it work. And Christian, our friend out on the East Coast, he found a way to make it work, and he really wanted to do it. Like, he really enjoys GIS and everything that you can do with that, not just like making crappy sitemaps, but like all the analytics and things that you can do.
The thing is, so many people get it thinking that it's an avenue to like an office job in archaeology, and it is not. No,
I mean, it's not even necessarily an avenue to a permanent job. It depends on where you're at, you know.
Yeah, see?
You know, it depends on what's going on. So, anyway, it's who knows? Who knows where you can find it? I mean, I'm trying to watch the live stream and speak at the same time. Anyway, it's like anything else. If you go get a graduate degree in archaeology, or if you go get if you go get a PhD, if you get another degree, if you go get any education, it's not going to be this panacea that is going to fix your life and all your problems. You know, and you can make just about anything work if you have the drive and ambition to do that.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, if you really have a passion for that kind of thing, then go do it. You know?
I don't think I was implying that, you know, there's no demand for GIS, because I felt that's the way the message came across. But that, you know, just don't expect to get a job in archaeology. Just like, you know, because like everyone I know who has a GIS degree either is back in the field as a field tech not doing GIS, or they work doing something else in another industry.
Right.
You know, and if you just like GIS, but you don't necessarily care about archaeology, then fine.
Yeah.
But if you want to combine it with archaeology.
Yeah.
Although, I checked shovel bumps today, like they sent me a message, and someone in Southern California, San Diego, was looking for a GIS specialist / graphic designer.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Combining a few different things.
Yeah.
So, well, I think that, if you want to GIS, ultimately, whatever you want to do, don't do it for the money.
Yeah.
Do it because it's something you want to do. Because if you try to get any sort of advanced training or degree or whatever, because you think it'll make you an extra couple dollars a year, if it's not something you really love, you're better off just staying where you're at.
Yeah.
You know, because you're just going to end up hating it, and then you're going to resent the fact that you're paying off student loans.
Yeah.
For something that you're not really making your life hasn't really changed that much.
Yeah.
You know, you make an extra $1 an hour or an extra $2 an hour. That sounds like a lot early on, but it's really not going to change your life much.
Well, especially if you wanted to stick in archaeology, because I knew a guy in North Dakota who was like in like, oh god, I'm not gonna mention the company. Mm-hmm. Not like it's a bad company or a bad job, but he was just doing general GIS, and he said that's not the reason he got his GIS degree, and so he's just a field tech again. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe he'll get a GIS job eventually, but you know, like it didn't work out the way he thought it was gonna work out.
Right. And Ryan Howell, who's in our chat
Ryan.
here. Yeah. Normally, I was thinking about it. I really shouldn't be reading the comments, but this is also going out to a YouTube audience that can't see the audience, that can't see the question, so I will read the comment. He says that GIS cert is not absolutely necessary. See? It's more about having mad skills with the software. Yeah. And that's true.
Yeah.
He said his office GIS guys are a biologist and a wetland guy who both cross-train themselves to enhance their careers. See? And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about in the CRM Archaeology podcast. Yeah. Just learn it.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't spend your off time, you know, managing your fantasy football team. I mean, you can do that, but maybe have a video about ArcGIS and advanced techniques on in the background.
Oh my god, that makes me think. Oh my god, I don't know why, but that makes me think of what I was doing pretty much all day today instead of what I really wanted to do, which was like work on important. Well, I guess this is also important. Mm-hmm. But I mentioned last week that my computer went down with a hard drive failure. Mm-hmm. And oh my god, they finally got me for that $150 for the data transfer. Yeah. But it was an incomplete transfer, so I paid $150 for them to reinstall like 5 programs on my computer, and then today I had to
jeez.
spend the rest of it going through the backup hard drive.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I found out the reason why it was so full, because it was full of music, which I didn't realize before I had the computer erase it. So I had to re-download all my iTunes music.
Wow, wow.
And and I should be uploading again tonight, hopefully, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know that'll be good. So we'll get the YouTube channel back up.
Yeah.
We can put down you'll see near the end here the YouTube channel location,
Yeah.
but it is called Happy Archaeology Fun Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just search for that on YouTube. Real quick, just to go behind the curtain, Dropbox or anything isn't syncing, is it?
Oh, I don't
Turn
know.
all that stuff off.
It shouldn't.
You don't have that on there anymore, right?
No.
Okay.
Shouldn't be.
Okay, because that will really slow down your connection. I'd shut mine off.
Yeah. Although we're still dropping 95.2% of the frames.
Jesus. Yeah. I don't know. There's just so many people here on the Wi-Fi. You know, it's a working facility, so.
Yeah, and I saw Colin giving a tour to a couple of people.
They've been giving tours all day.
Man, this place must be like hopping, like new members. Am I wrong?
We're actually full on resident desks.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a wait list now.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
oh my God.
I know.
Wait, is this place starting to turn a profit?
I think it always does. It's just not that high.
Oh, so not enough to get a new table.
That's another question entirely. Anyway, I wanted to make a quick plug real quick also for our coffee mugs. If you get our newsletter, and if you don't get our newsletter, go to arcpodnet.com. Scroll down the page just a little bit, and a little pop-up will happen. You'll get the newsletter. And if you want the code right now, I'll give it to you. Just send me a message here through the APN, and I'll give it to you. But it's a 25% off discount code, good through the end of Sunday.
Wow.
This week. So the 28th of January, in case you're watching this in the future. So arcpodnet.com/shop, and you can get any one of our stickers and our coffee mug for 25% off.
But will they come in a tote bag?
They will not indeed come in a tote bag. So
oh, by the way, I checked out the newsletter this week, and it's nice that you're calling out people who subscribe, who become members.
Yeah, we just started doing that. So apologies to the former members, the current members, I should say. But yeah, we're going to start calling people out and thanking them for subscribing. I thought that would be a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Haha.
yeah, it's really cool. So what else is going on this week, Richie?
Oh my God, well, I submitted my first application to a company for digital marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And God, it's one of those things where it looks like a gimme sort of job in terms of like, all the things I've learned and whatnot. But that's not the important part. The important part is I submitted my application, and then I got back the nicest reply ever. Because I was talking about this with a neighbor today, and I'm like, when you send a application off to your average CRM archaeology company, what you get back is nothing at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought
nine times out of 10 you get 0 back unless they're offering you the job, and then you might get an email, but you'll probably get a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're like using Google, you can set up an autoresponder.
Yeah, even an automatic reply I would appreciate more than nothing
Take
at
a
all.
look at that auto reply. Like you don't necessarily. You probably shouldn't read it since it's got the company's name in it on the air. But like,
well, I can paraphrase.
Yeah, then give your impression of it.
Yeah, it says, and this probably is somewhat of an auto response.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah, it says your application has been received, and we promise that a real, live, experienced, smart, human person will review it right away. Background injectors appear to be good. It basically says if you fulfill all of the job description things that we had, then there's no reason we don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
That's basically what this is saying. And it says, for feedback, it's got the email in there, and it says regards. And they're not pretending to be a person. It says regards in the company name.
Yeah.
So we know it's a bot, but at least they went through the effort to create something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally appreciate that, and I like it, and I wish that other CRM firms would start treating people like freaking humans, and with feelings and personalities. And,
we need to pay bills.
I know. On the other side of the coin, as a business owner, I can understand why people would probably want to do that sort of thing, but that kind of stuff goes by the wayside because you're always just, as a CRM business owner, you're always just running the ragged edge of one project to the next, and you might not have time. Now, these bigger companies with HR departments, they probably have auto responses set up for some stuff. Not all of them, but the ones that run through big HR departments, that's their job, is to do stuff like that. But the ones where it's up to the project manager or the PI to control all that stuff, oh my God. I mean, it's a really crappy system. Don't be offended if they don't call you back. They just didn't have the time, and they're not organized enough to figure it out.
Although sometimes, like I know, like we both know one project, well, he's not a project manager anymore, but like his favorite thing in the world was like to not reply to people. Especially if he didn't like them and like they were asking about the next project, he would just love silence. And he stated that in the office, like, ha! Like it just made him so happy. And,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's being an amazing human.
I know.
So, yeah.
Well, he oh God, I don't want to talk too much shit, but he disliked someone because she kept making breakfast for the crew and he thought it was an attempt to slow them down in the morning. Mm-hmm. We both know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Although, again, to look at the other side of the coin, there are people that would do everything they can to slow down the crew in the morning because they don't want to go to work.
Yeah.
There are people that'll do that, especially when you go to like, it's kind of just tradition almost to go to a grocery store in the morning. Really not a grocery store, like a gas station. Yeah, gas station's what I meant. It's almost tradition these days, even if you don't need gas, to just kind of go to a gas station. I don't know how the hell that started, because we always waste so much time just getting into the field, and then people wonder why we get such shitty pay. It's because we can't get anything done on time.
Well, I mean, smokers have to have their cigarettes.
Yeah, well, smoke on your own time, and if you can smoke in the project area, then smoke in the project area. I don't care. But, sometimes you can't, though, too. Like on mines and stuff, you're not allowed to smoke, typically. And then in some areas, it might just be a dumb idea to smoke anyway. But because it's so dry out. But
and for other areas, though, like when you're camping and you want to use a real bathroom in the morning. Yeah.
So anyway, it's, you stop at the gas station, especially when you got a big crew and everybody's leaving at the same time. My God, spent 35 minutes at the gas station just waiting for people to get through the line. Because they're buying their lunch for the day, they're buying breakfast, they're buying whatever they need. And it's just, no other job is like that, few other jobs are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think that we really should have a focus on, if everybody's focused on just working smarter and being a little more efficient. Sure, maybe you don't want to have that company's bottom line in mind, but really it's the bottom line of the entire industry that you have to consider. Yeah. It's the overall efficiency of everything that is being looked at. So.
And more importantly, what about I don't know about you, but I pack everything the night before, including water, and then and then I just get in the truck and I'm ready. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I usually have everything too. Yeah. Oh, you moved.
Yeah, I know, right? Back to Ryan, since the lag here is like 5 minutes. Sorry about that. But Ryan posted, got to remember, and he's talking about the number of responses that somebody will receive for a job posting. Yeah. He said, typical response is, for a web posted job, just something that's just like put up on Shovelbombs or whatever, is 500, 100 to 500 responses for a full-time or full season tech gig is common, he says. Yeah. Now, this is why personally I'd like to move away from this, and I think I can somewhat formally announce. Oh wow! Even though the paperwork's not in yet, I'm pretty confident about it. So, and either way, it's going to happen, just slower if I don't get the money. But we've just had a pretty major investor, and I'll name. You'll know who that is as soon as everything's figured out. But PCS, which almost in like 3 months it'll be a year that I had to shut down PCS, which was Professional Certifications for Scientists, and the idea behind that was video training that you could watch these short videos and ultimately get certification. We're partnering with the RPA and other organizations to make that official. And so we had to change the name of it because of various legal reasons, and it became Team Black, which is like a black ops team that's like a archaeology strike team going to different areas. And I just got funding to basically make this a reality. So hopefully by this time next year, it'll be relatively commonplace for you to just go to Team Black's website and watch the videos, get your level 1 certification for the year. It's going to be cheap too. I mean, really for the scale of what we're doing, the intent is not to cost you that much. We're looking at volume here. We're hoping more people do it so we can charge less.
And then, more people can say they're with the RPA.
Well, and then that's a side benefit too. Yeah. So there's going to be those two things. But the thing is, my long-term pie in the sky goal for this kind of thing is to really have a company, even a separate company from mine or whatever that's set up, that's basically akin to like an archaeology temp agency. And rather than somebody getting 500 responses to a full-time position, they basically go to our website and they say, listen, I need 12 people. I need them qualified to do these things.
Yeah.
And then we search our database. We send you 3 teams of 4, or we just send you 12 people, whatever it has to be, depending on what you're doing. We send you all that. We send the vehicles. We send the shovels, the screens, the equipment. They come ready to go, boots on the ground with everything. So they show up ready to go, and when they leave you all the data, and then they're contactable later on if you have any questions. But everything is perfect and done well and done professionally.
Oh my God! Just to way oversimplify it, I guess the easiest way to think about it is it's sort of like Uber for field techs.
Kind of, yeah. And we must not have too much of a lag right now because Ryan said, "How are you going to teach the physical skill set of the job?" And if by physical skill set, Ryan, you mean basically, you either mean. I'll try to interpret what you mean by that. You either mean like the physical things you do, like actual digging and
hiking,
hiking and stuff like that. Those sorts of things. You can do a lot of that stuff in video format. We're teaching people the skills of how to do those things, but the one step that would be in between having the archaeology strike team and the training videos is, again, the more people that get on board with this thing early on, the more funding we'll have to be able to do this. But I want to have what I'm calling technical field schools across the nation.
Oh my God! So like associations with field schools almost.
Well, kind of, but they're all part of the same company. So they'd be technical field schools that are regionally based. So if you are going to work in the Midwest, your company can pay for you to go to a 1 or 2 week long intensive technical field school. Yeah. And the model for this really is everything else that we do. Because, I mean, my wife went through a Section 106 course that was like 5 days long. And she also got OSHA trench certified for one of the last companies we worked for in the Southeast, and that was like a 4-day course.
Oh, because I was going to say, God, I had a whole semester of 106 training.
I know. Well, I mean, obviously in college you can do that, but if you're a professional and you go through like a paid course, it's all day, every day for like 5 days.
But it's interesting because, God, my field school was run through the Costin Institute at UCLA. Yeah. And they have field schools all over the world. I was going to say the country, but the world. And like they're approved by Costin, or they were. And whatnot, and my field school is actually CRM focused. Right. Yeah.
Well, when I say field school too, I don't want these people necessarily. I mean, sure, if we can partner with somebody, that'd be great. But I don't want necessarily people working on actual archaeological sites. Yeah. It's not a field school in that sense. Yeah. You'll go to a location that has pre-set up everything. There's going to be classroom work. There will be field work, stuff like that. But it's all canned-in stuff just to show you how to do the things. And Ryan's saying digging, hiking, screening, and doing so efficiently. And he's saying, as you know, the same task can be done poorly or like a master. Sure. And that's what we want to teach. What are the most efficient ways? What are the most efficient ways to get all of these things done? It might not be the only way, but what are the most efficient ways based on our experience? And we'll have experts in the field. When we start the Upper Midwest Field School, Ryan, we'd love you to be an instructor. So, we'll find people that can do stuff like that. And like I said, the model is already there. We're already professionally sending people to these courses. We're expecting people to take field school. I'm not expecting actual field techs to actually pay for this stuff. I'm expecting companies to pay for these. Ooh. They want somebody to be trained like that, then they're going to send their people to that. Yeah. Because they're already sending them to things like that. Another model is the aviation industry. Oh. If you are flying a plane that weighs over 10,000 pounds, you need a type rating in that plane. So you can have a commercial pilot's license all you want. But if you're going to fly a plane that's over 10,000 pounds, and I might be getting that weight wrong, but like I said, you need a type rating. And to get that type rating in that type of aircraft, I mean, you could have 700,000 hours in a Boeing 737, but if you're going to fly a 747, you need to go back to school and get a type rating.
Interesting. Does the same thing apply for drones?
No.
Oh.
No. Drones is a special category. If you get up into way past like the 55-pound range for drones, then that becomes a different thing, but there's still no type ratings for them. So it just doesn't apply.
Interesting.
But anyway, for aircraft, you could go to it's going to be for flying, of course, everything is more expensive. So, I mean, a type rating for a commercial jet or even like a corporate jet could be $10,000 for a 2-week course. And the companies pay for this. Yeah, because it's an intensive flight simulator and ground school oriented course to get your type rating.
Oh my God, a shovel testing simulator.
Oh my god! Yeah, I think it's just called a shovel. So, you know. Or maybe we could get clear glasses for dinner because everything would be included, and we'll make like a pudding stratigraphy, and then you just use your shovel to dig down. You know.
Oh my god! You know what was crazy for my undergrad class for archaeology methods? They made fake units, like literally fake units, and then they seeded them, and your like job was to like go through them.
Nice.
Which was sort of cool, but also sort of lame because it's not really the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh whoa.
Yeah, Ryan is somehow commenting outside of this little format here. I'm not sure where those are going.
Oh, I bet that's Messenger.
It probably is, but I can see them coming.
Neat.
I'm going to say what he said anyway. Look at the Dig Ventures model. And he's right. Dig Ventures is doing some very similar things to that. But again, I want the focus to be. I want somebody to come to, for lack of a better term, like a compound. Like we'll have a facility that they come to, and it's all set up. We hit the reset button on the facility at the end of every session, and then bring new people in for the next session. And it's not. You're looking at real artifacts and real features that we've created, stuff, because the shitty thing about a field school is you're going off somebody else's design. You're going off of somebody else's research interest, and they might be thinking, some grad student or even a professor, they're like, well, next season we're going to go out and explore this area.
Yeah.
And if you don't happen to find anything out there that time, well, you just paid $6,000 for a 6-week course to find nothing. But that's archaeology, but it's not a field school, okay?
True.
I think field school is getting wrapped up with basically exploratory archaeology was the worst thing that could ever happen to education.
Although I thought my field school was super cool because not only did you learn how to do CRM, but you were actually, by the last week, you were just sent out on, they just made up crews, and they just sent people out to actually update real site records. Right. Yeah, a lot of times field schools are like that, but you actually had things that were applicable to what you're going to do here in the Great Basin. Yeah, like we were delineating a mining district.
Yeah, I mean, and that's cool. And if you have stuff like that, but again, the problem with field schools is they're not, and Ryan, it would be a simulated dig, and we would not work on a real site. That's the whole point here, is we want to have a specific skill set of things that you're going to learn. If I say in the course outline for this 2 weeks, you're going to learn this, and this.
Yeah.
Well, damn it, you're going to learn this, and this, and you're going to do it on these days and in this order. It's not going to be random based on what we find in the ground, because as we all know as archaeologists, we have no idea what's in the ground.
Yeah.
We could say, oh, you're going to learn how to dig a feature, but there were no features found in the last 4 weeks, so then what do you do?
And more importantly, it's handy because suddenly people with master's degrees who have never been in the field suddenly can't just go and say, well, I want to be boss because I've got a better degree than you.
Right. Totally.
And how many times does that happen?
All the time. Yes. I got to find out why Ryan's comments here are not showing up real time. Not really sure what's going on there.
Maybe it's the same sort of lag.
I don't know. I see the chat. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I see him coming up over my screen, but not in the comment thread. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Ryan, go back to the video and comment in the comment thread, unless you're doing that and it's just being a real jerk right now, which it probably is. So, anyway, so that's the idea behind Team Black. Arccert.black is the current address. There's still nothing there, and there will be nothing there until I get a full suite of things behind the scenes. Yeah. I'm not releasing this crap piecemeal anymore. We're getting a high amount of funding in the next 2 to 3 months, and I mean, this thing's going to go rock solid. My plan is to actually have the first, what we're calling level 1 videos done, probably about 70 videos, finished by September timeframe, and then have periodically, but then maybe have just in mass. Then I'll use some of that money to either reward people or stipend them for basically. I kind of want to just set up a kind of a member-only website where you can come in. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
We actually pay you to do it based on the number of videos you watch, and say, give us feedback on these videos. But not just I liked it or I didn't like it, but actual notes and feedback, and make you work for it. And then we basically crowdsource the videos and say, what are we missing? What do we need to add? And we make it applicable to everyone. Because I can create these videos, these level 1 videos, but I don't know everything.
And more importantly, you're not going to stop with one investor. Chris would definitely welcome more investors. I feel like
I would definitely welcome more investors. I'm confident that with the amount of money we're getting, we can do what we need to do from a level 1 standpoint.
Yeah.
And then I'm also relatively confident that the effort could actually monetize itself after that with very little promotion.
Yeah.
It's when we step up to so I think the level 1 subscriptions basically will be able to pay for level 2, 3, and 4. I think it'll be self-funding at that point.
Yeah.
Where we'll probably look for more investment later on is when we jump up to technical field schools. We might need something to do that because, like I said, I don't want to ask a site and just go there for 6 weeks out of the year. I want this thing running all year long, so you can go anytime you want. You know,
and you can experience what it's like to be an actual CRM and work in like December or January.
Well, and maybe in some of those areas we actually have an outdoor field school.
Bah.
You know, well, but we don't want people to suffer. We want them to learn. You know, if you can dig with you know, in good conditions, then you can put on all the winter gear and dig in bad conditions. I mean, come on, it's the techniques that we're teaching. So
wait, are we gonna teach people how to live in crappy motels?
Hopefully, with Team Black, you'll never live in a crappy hotel again, unless the town has no other option.
And how many towns are like that?
But in that case, we will build the Team Black compound out of tents, and it'll be fantastic. So,
oh my God, like man camp. Although thankfully I was never in a man camp and on the Ruby.
Yeah, I wasn't either. Yeah, I was on the
God.
Ruby, but I was never in the Via man camp. Yeah. Let me talk about some more comments here. Bruce is saying he's enjoying the podcast. Thanks, Bruce. He said for some reason he didn't get notice when we are scheduled. We try to schedule them around 4 p.m. on Wednesdays, Bruce. If that changes, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
But and sometimes we're a little late, sometimes we're a little early, but it's around then. It's not really set in stone too much, except for roughly the time.
Yeah.
But also, if you can always watch this video in post. It's always on the Archaeology Podcast Network Facebook page, arcpodnet.com. Or sorry, facebook.com/arcpodnet. Click on videos, and then you can see all of our videos and just watch them.
Yeah.
You can still comment on the video as a timestamp too, and we'll see that later on. But also, if you want a better quality version of this with the actual video, go to
Happy Archaeology Fun Time.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
My God, I've got
on YouTube.
Yeah, God, I'm so far behind, but they'll be mass uploaded.
Right.
I just feel bad for my internet provider.
Nice. So yeah, check out Richie's YouTube video. Maybe you can just bring your Mac Mini over here for a day one time and upload it here because it's better than 5 megabytes, which is typically what you get at home.
Really? I don't know what it is at home.
It's no more than 5. I have the fastest charter will give me without being a business, and it's 5. Yeah, my download's 65, my up is 5. So, but here the up is way faster than 5. I don't know what it is, but it's faster than 5.
Cool.
So, anyway, yeah, check that out, Bruce, and thanks for commenting. So, we got a few more comments here. Ryan says, "I like the 3-stage field school model: Phase 1 survey, Phase 2 testing, and Phase 3 mitigation. 1 week of each and rolling through a 3-year cycle. Great sites found in a year on Phase 1 session are testing in a Phase 2 session in year 2, and then if really good, move to Phase 3 in the research block excavation. This is a great way to remove the my field school that found nothing syndrome and teach all 3 tiers of CRM." I guess I like that too, but the problem is you got to go to field school 3 years in a row, and that cost builds up. You know,
that's true.
I want to teach all those things in the same time frame, but I want to teach them all back to back. If somebody really wants to go through that model, I want to have 3 weeks where you're doing Phase 1, you're doing Phase 2, you're doing Phase 3. You know, and even like schools on all the phases, like proposal writing, report writing. Why not? You know, why not have these intensive training sessions where you can do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, and no more arriving on a project and suddenly finding that, you know, you're handed a pickaxe and suddenly you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that happened to me my first day on the Ruby. And I'm like, well, all right, I'll just make it up.
Nice. And that's the kind of thing I want too, is if you're asked to do something on a project, or, you know, the general rule of accepting a job is, you know, when somebody says, "Do you have to do this to hire you?" you say yes, and you figure it out later, right?
Yeah, like screening.
That's the general rule for anything. Well, I want people to give us feedback on that kind of stuff and say, "Hey, I was asked to do this on a job and I had no idea how to do it."
Yeah.
We'll make a video about it.
Yeah.
You know, we'll add that to our curriculum. Holly Baldwin, who is a member of the Archaeology Podcast Network,
hello.
Thanks, Holly, said, "For an example of a field school, check out the Smithsonian Citizen Science Training Area in Southern Maryland."
Ooh.
That sounds cool. I've never heard about it.
Oh my god, that almost sounds like Pit, if you know what that is.
The
Park Service runs it. Partners in Time.
Oh, yeah. It's Passports in Time, isn't it?
Oh.
I think it's Passport in Time. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Either way, I've heard of the Park Service one.
Yeah.
Isn't that more geared towards children, or is it just anybody? Yeah, okay.
Because, there was this dude who would volunteer at my field school, and he was, in his previous life, he was a nuclear physicist, and then he just went around the Park Service just like doing these pit projects.
Nice. That's awesome.
And the craziest part is you recognize him because he had one of those Candyman vans. White. It was even white. It had no windows.
Nice.
And he was an old dude, so it's like,
nothing
is suspicious about this at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, on that note, so anyway, what else do we have? I think I made that rant pretty clear.
Oh man, no, God, I've just been concentrating on all my tech this week.
Mm-hmm.
Like I finally got my second USB power strip. It's like, thank God. I can't believe I've almost got them all filled up. It's just like, man, I really, you don't need that anymore. You don't need any of those power bricks. It's crazy how cool it is.
I know.
See?
Yeah,
like I noticed you've got one upstairs. That's not the USB one, but you've got one with all the little Apple power bricks in it.
I put them all in there, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, those are all mine.
No, I know, but I meant, wouldn't it be nice to not have those?
I know, and that power strip's only got 2 USB ports on it. And I use them sometimes, but the problem with some of those USB strips, and you got to find the right ones, is that they put out enough power. Because if I want to power my iPad or something a little more high-powered, even my iPhone these days, the USB ports in that power strip won't actually do it.
Ooh.
So,
oh, really? Well, I mean, it'll do it super slowly.
Well, it'll do it super slowly, but I don't want it super slowly.
Yeah.
I want it normal speed.
But that's the crazy part. Like, all the 2 USB power strips I've got will actually do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some of them support fast charging. And like, my new USB headphones, it comes with a little, very prominent little card that says, don't put it in a fast charge station.
Those small batteries can't handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan was clarifying. He said he's talking about, he says, nope, I'm talking when you divide the field school into 2 to 3 week blocks, survey block, testing block. So survey block 2 weeks, testing block 2 weeks, excavation block 2 weeks. It takes the field school runner investing more effort, but it creates kick-ass field skills. I see. So actually, you're talking about a longer-term thing where you are actually getting a 6-week field school that does all 3 of those phases.
Well, that's the way I did my field school.
Yeah. Well, I see that, and that's an amazing model. And actually, the Maya research program does a similar thing. Yeah. They do, I think it's 6 or 8 weeks total, but you can do 2-week chunks, I think, throughout, and you learn different things. There's different outlines for those, and they're digging on a real site, but they have enough stuff down there that they can guarantee you'll get all the different things you are paying for.
Well, for the first week of my field school, it was actually the first week was classroom training, and it was first like how to use a compass, how to read UTMs. And then they brought out the box full of cans. Mm-hmm. And then, like, this is a hole in top. This is an amethyst glass.
Right.
It's purple. Stuff like that, which was super cool.
That's cool.
And handier than I thought it was going to be, because at the time I was taking it as, like, this isn't really what I signed up for.
Yeah, and I think one of the ways we could help not waste time like that. Not that it's a waste of time, but if you've never seen it, it's not a waste of time. But one of the things we would do for these technical field schools, since I want them to be shorter so you can get back to work and not cost as much, is you go through the Team Black training program first. You watch all the videos, so you'll at least have been exposed to all that stuff. Yeah. Then when you go to the technical field school, you'll get a chance to have hands-on experience with a lot of these things.
And more importantly, I assume it's going to be a lot cheaper than grad school. I mean, it'd kind of be hard to not be.
Oh my God. Yes. And I would do it on like a. Well, like I said, I wouldn't expect the average person, if they have the money and the time and they want to go to one of these things, I obviously wouldn't turn that down. Yeah. But my intent is that companies send people to this and the company pays for it, because it benefits them to have highly qualified people.
I mean, how many of them pay for MSHA or HAZWOP or any of that stuff?
I know. And you got to take MSHA as at least one day out of your life every year. First time it's 2 or 3 days, depending on what course you take.
Oh, I hate that.
I know. I still haven't scheduled my MSHA refresher for this year yet. Yeah.
Although I took mine in June, and I'm like, well, damn it. Do I take it earlier or do I take it in June?
I know. Because it'll reset your day.
I know. It's like, I hate that.
I know. I just got to see when we're going to do that project next and see if I can squeeze 2 years out of it. Yeah.
And of course, there are little tricks to MSHA, but we shouldn't say them on the air.
We should definitely not say those on the air. If you want to know the trick to get your MSHA certification, let me know. Yes.
Although everyone in town knows it. I wonder
They should.
if the instructors probably know it too.
Well, I mean, they basically tell you to do it when they,
Yeah.
talk about the paperwork. So, anyway, if you want to know what we're talking about, we won't bore you with that anymore. Just message me privately.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've got about 10 minutes left because I have a
Ooh.
hard stop here at 5 o'clock
Oh, do
Pacific
you?
time. Yeah.
Wow.
I've got a dinner meeting with my investor.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to be cagey with it. It's just not official yet. So until paperwork's signed, it's like
Knock on wood time.
yeah. It's like women not telling people they're pregnant until like 3 months in, just in case.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God. Maybe. I mean, I guess the people who are watching wouldn't be too interested, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I'd like to gauge people's reaction if maybe I wanted to start a Twitch and YouTube live stream. Because I figure if I'm going to pay for that service, I may as well because technically they can upload it to as many streaming sites as you want.
yeah, I'll put down in the comments here. Do you use Twitch? Thumbs up if you do.
Yeah.
So if you use Twitch, give me a thumbs up if you do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put one in for YouTube because everybody uses YouTube.
True.
But if you know what Twitch is, then let us know if you use that. Holly is asking, I think when we were talking about MSHA,
Yeah.
those East Coast people, they don't know about MSHA. But
Be
she
glad.
said, is it like OSHA? Holly, no, it's not. It's very different than OSHA, although it's very similar than OSHA as well. So MSHA is the Mine Safety and Health Administration. If you work on a mine, any mine, any mine at all, if it's labeled a mine for any type of mineral or anything, then MSHA is involved. And to get MSHA certified to basically work on that mine, you first have to go through a 24-hour course.
Yeah.
And your company pays for you to sit in a class for 3 days to do that. And then every year, you have to take the 8-hour refresher from MSHA or a certified training organization.
Yeah.
And then also, you have to have your site-specific training, which
I
is...
hate that one.
Yeah, so you'll go through that whole course, and then if you go work on a mine, they're required to give you 4 hours of training on specifics related to their operation, and then you could go work on a different mine the next day, and you have to go through another 4-hour training each mine. That 4-hour training is also good for a year, though. So
I know.
At least there's that.
And you have to have it on you at all times. So say you come out 2 states away, and you left your MSHA paperwork at home. You cannot set foot in that mine.
Not even a little bit.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And they can't look it up for you. Well, they probably could, but it doesn't matter.
They can't look it up for you. It doesn't
they
exist
can't?
anywhere. That's the whole point towards the refresher hack. There's nowhere to look up your MSHA paperwork. So if you get your MSHA, well, that's why there's 3 copies too. You typically will hold on to one, and you'll give your company a copy, and then your company could at least, I don't think they're allowed to take a copy, but they'll at least email, a copy of it to the mine or something like that. So, anyway, basically, just don't forget it.
Man, I will still never forget that tow truck driver, the one who picked us up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, I don't even think we should mention it, but it's such a good story.
No, we're not telling that story again, Richie. I think we've done it 3 times on this podcast.
I know, but we never mentioned the fact of what he asked when he got the gate.
Are you referring to as firearms?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't talk about that. That company technically went bankrupt. The mine did, and then they changed their name and kept on trucking.
I still got their original mug. Oh my God, we keep bringing to ask for more mugs. New mugs.
I know. Every time we go there, they've gone bankrupt and changed their name, so you get a new coffee mug every time.
I kind of want a Maverick one. I probably shouldn't mention the name since they're gonna strike me from on high.
I know, right? Well, you're asking for a coffee mug. That's a positive thing.
Maybe.
Somebody I know on Instagram just posted she works for Golder & Associates, and they changed their branding.
Ooh.
So they've got new mugs.
Oh, damn it.
I know. Send it if you work for one of these big companies that just have coffee mugs laying around.
Yeah.
Send them to 1515 Plumas Street, Reno, Nevada, 89509.
And that's the real address, by the way.
That is the real address. That's the official address of the Archaeology Podcast Network. So it's also the official address of 300 other people that work here. So
really, what's the membership? What's the membership size?
I think it's actually around 120 or 30 last I heard.
Wow. What was it at the old building?
It always fluctuates around the same. There's people that filter in and filter out all the time. Some people need co-working space here just for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Some people want it for a longer period of time. It just depends.
Interesting. What's the consensus of how they like the building? I mean, obviously, people on the stream can't see it, but, it's like...
Yeah. Well, I think most people generally like the building, but it's not as open and there isn't as much space for people to work. Sometimes, like now... Well, not like now, but sometimes there's just a ton of people in here. There's nowhere to sit. That's why I have a desk. So, yeah.
And there's no more homeless people wandering around outside.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2 months after we moved out of that last location, there was somebody murdered on the street right outside the door.
Oh wait, was
So-
that the incident where you couldn't get back into your building, or is that something
No,
else?
no, this was like 9-10 months ago. Yeah,
Oh.
a different murder entirely, Richie. Yeah, so, well, let's. I think let's switch to the
Yeah.
outro here, and then which we need to update.
Oh, we do.
I think there's some
Eventually.
incorrect or not fully correct information on there,
Sort
like
of.
the times that we do this.
Oh shoot, I can't change it. Whatever. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah. So thanks for everybody that joined us in the live stream. And again, sorry for the video problems, but if you made it this far, next time, if you see that we've gone live, just pester Richie over on his YouTube channel and tell him to get the video up and watch the better version of this. Also, Richie, you need to create a page on the APN that links to those videos so people can find it on the APN too.
Oh, and I'm gonna embed it and everything, but first I gotta get my website up and running.
Yeah, well, you need it in all those places.
I know.
The more places you can put your video, the more people will see it.
I know. Hopefully I make money at some point. Although I probably
Yeah.
won't.
Or we're going to have a fundraising goal to give Richie views so he can get over the threshold where YouTube sends him a check.
Oh God. Oh my God.
When you do that, you have to buy a tote bag.
Oh, that's true. Oh my God. But actually, that's where all my money's going so far, or is going. It's like into like hard drives.
Yeah.
I've got so many computer parts coming. It's crazy.
I know.
You know what I learned?
Hmm.
I learned that sometimes some manufacturers don't want you to reuse an external hard drive case.
What do you mean?
Well, today I was trying to reuse an external hard drive case, and I got the screwdriver in, and I don't know if they use like the strongest grade of Loctite ever, but literally the screws will not come out at all.
They just don't want you opening it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I ordered another one. I ordered
geez.
a different case. But like, God damn you!
Yeah.
And it was a nice case, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I hear you.
ugh.
All right. Well, thanks for watching this live stream.
Yeah.
You
Man.
called this Archaeology episode 26.
Man, we didn't even talk about my God, we didn't even talk about the new iPad Pro coming out. It's all that stuff.
I know. Well, we'll talk about those when they actually come out.
Wow.
And when you buy one and get to use it. So, anyway, again, thanks a lot, and tune in next week on Wednesday at approximately 4 p.m. Pacific time, and bring your questions, and we always try to come with topics, but we'll totally derail those for listener questions and comments.
Well, our topics are really just backup, just in case no one's watching.
Yeah, exactly. so we don't look like fools. We just have something to blather on about.
I mean, we could, sit here and like sing or something, but I don't think people would like that.
No, probably not. Probably not. So.
Oh my God, we could try to memorize the Archeo Soup song.
I don't do dinosaurs. That's all I know. All right.
Oh shit.
I guess the live stream's over.
Yeah. Well, sorry, it's because I'm not used to the tap.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I've been,
What'd you turn the tap back on for? Was it off, or you just accidentally did it?
No, I think last time I updated, it must have done it because I definitely wasn't using it before.